bestrobo.in, your favorite robotic and electronics store in India.
Hello everyone, welcome to Mifratech. Today in this section we learn about a pH sensor, which is mainly used in order to measure the pH of any water. You can use it in water quality management projects or water quality related project, or wherever you want to measure the pH, you can make use of this pH sensor. It can be easily connected to any microcontrollers. As you can see, this is how a pH sensor will look like. So this pH measurement, what is this pH measurement? It mainly specifies the degree of relative acidity or alkalinity of any aqueous solution at a given temperature. So it is generally measured using a pH meter, but all living beings depend on the proper pH level sustain life. Hence pH measurement becomes an important aspect of our life. So you can measure this pH using this pH sensor itself. So what is this is the pH scale. So generally the pH scale has from 1 to 14 readings. So this is as if the pH is 7 means that is our neutral. So the pure water has a pH of 7. Next, as you can see, these are the different pH levels. So when the pH value when it goes from 7 to up to 1, it is decreasing, means they are acidic. It is increasing from 7 to from 8 to 14 means they are alkaline. 7 is the neutral. So based on this neutral only, we are going to define whether the pH or defined any like solution is either acidic or alkaline. So these are the different things as like what are the pH level present in different vegetables or water, milk we have presented here. As you can see, mainly the neutral is pure water has a neutral pH. So what are the features of this pH sensor? Means it accepts 3.3 to 5 volts of power supply. So in order to turn on this pH sensor, we have to provide this much of power supply. So generally we will provide a 5 volts DC supply. So the gravity connector, and there is it mainly has like a BNC connector, plug and play. So you just have to connect this to another module. So that module will interface with any microcontroller. So there is a software library that will support this in order to calibrate this pH readings. So that we have to download while programming. So that automatically identifies the standard buffer solution. There is a uniform size and a connector convenient for design of mechanical structures. So this pH sensor has this structure, so it is easily interface with any microcontroller using another PNC like adapter like thing. So what are the applications of this pH sensor? So the pH measurement is very crucial in agriculture industry for soil evaluation and in water quality testing. And in like checking the pH of a drinking water. In the different applications, the measurement of the pH plays a vital role. So like a major crops require like alkaline environment, and pH measurement is necessary. And it is also used in food industry, especially for dairy products like cheese, curd, where in order to check the pH. And it also becomes mandatory for chemical and pharmaceutical industries in order to check this pH. It becomes a significant factor in the production of detergents also. So that pH level monitoring is essential in water treatment plants and RO water purifiers. So these are the areas where you can make use of this pH sensor in order to measure the pH. So this is the connector module. So the pH sensor here you can connect to this BNC. There is a BNC connector for electrode. As you can see here you have to connect this pH sensor in order to interface with any microcontroller. So there are different things present in this connector module. So this connector module there are different types of connector module available, so you can use it according to your convenient. So as you can see in this, what I am showing in this figure, it has different things in this. So there is a BNC connector for electrode, there is offset regulation, it has a reference, there is a pH limit I see like that, and it mainly has different pins like a T2, T1, a P out, this is a pH out, and a 2 ground pin, 1 VCC pin in order to provide the power supply. So there is a connector for DS18B20, and there is a temperature LM35 temperature sensor also present in this connector modules. So next, as I told, those are the different things present on this. So next we will see the pin description of that module. So VCC we mainly use in order to provide the power supply, that will have to provide 3.3 to 5 volts, and ground have to connect to ground, and P out is nothing but P naught is the pH output pin. So whatever the pH value is reading, in order to send to the controller, we are using this P out pin. T1 is the output pin for like onboard temperature sensor. So whatever the LM35 onboard temperature sensor available, what is the temperature it is reading, in order to send that to controller, you can use this T1. and one more is a T2, that is a waterproof temperature sensor, that is a digital pin. In order to send these values we can use this T2, but in this mainly we are using for a pH sensor, so we are making use of only 3 pins, that is VCC, ground and P0 pin. So this is the how we can interface this pH sensor with Arduino microcontroller. So as you can see here, I have interfaced this pH sensor through the connector to Arduino Uno microcontroller. So VCC and ground, like 5 volt supply I have connected to VCC and ground I have connected to ground of Arduino Uno microcontroller. And the P out pin, that is sense what is the pH value that is sensor reading, that in order to like send the data to the controller I am using P out pin, that I have connected to analog pin A1 of that microcontroller. So in this way you have to place this pH sensor inside the solution or a water where in which like what solution pH you have to measure, inside that you have to dip that. So after that it will be continuously reading the pH values and sending to the controller. Like this you can interface this pH sensor with this Arduino Uno microcontroller. So this is the sample code in order to take the data from the sensor and see the data in the serial monitor, you can see. So in this way you can connect this pH sensor to any microcontroller and you can measure the pH of any solution. So thank you for watching the video. Thank you.